This show is 100% real, unscripted, and is a raw representation of our experience.
If I touch him again, we all get mad? Oh my god! Oh my god! You saw that?
The paranormal is real. Oh my god. The paranormal is real.
The plantations.
You don't see it, but then you see it.
That was creepy.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Paranormal Plantations. Paranormal. Paranormal. Plantation.
It is real. The paranormal is real.
Welcome to Paranormal Plantations.
The paranormal is real. Is it?
My name is Mama B. I am from Shreveport, Louisiana, and my specialty is hoodoo and Louisiana voodoo. My grandmother was a priestess from the Mississippi Delta, as well as southern Louisiana. And I got initiated when I was about 9 years old. And since then, it's just been my specialty, and I'm very happy to be who I am today. When I came into the Myrtles Plantation, the very first thing I felt was this captive energy, like something's held here and it's having a hard time being released. My heart was pounding. It felt like people were just watching me all around, and we're definitely not alone here. I feel a very dark sadness feeling, especially on this front. Very sad, very depressed, very confused, emotional, distressed. And just, the question is why? That's really what the Spirit's asking me. Why? Why did this happen to me? I don't belong here type thing.
This is the Mama B investigation.
It's like I see so much sadness. Chloe keeps saying that they hurt her. They hurt her. She's not free.
Mama B is receiving the energy of Chloe. Chloe was a slave at the Myrtles during the ownership of Judge Clark Woodruff.
You need to take a minute, step back.
Mama B decides to take a moment to regain her emotional stability, but is immediately drawn towards one of the nearby oak trees. It is said that Chloe allowed advances made towards her by Clark Woodruff, so she would retain her position as governess in the big house.
This tree in particular. So you think this is the tree that might have been used? That's sad.
Chloe is showing Mama B how she was treated during the last minutes of her life as she was hung till death on this very oak tree. The energy of Chloe's death is forever imprinted into the life force of this majestic oak.
I keep hearing that hello there. And it's like, that way. And that's good. I want to walk around there, but
Sure, let's go. You said they're playing peekaboo?
right through this section here.
Feel like it's a boy or a girl?
Little girl, possibly ages between 3 and 5. 3 and 5.
Kate was 3 when she passed away.
Could this be the energy of Kate Winter that is being received by Mama B, playing peekaboo on the front porch? The area that psychic medium Heather Dufour stated was an area where she kept feeling her energy.
I keep seeing her towards this area of the house, like outside on the porch area. I keep seeing her like running around out here in the front. I feel like she liked to hang out there a lot.
Spare stars that shall come forth. Let your story be told. Slaves that were captive here.
Where's the pond?
Directly behind. If you follow the gravel road, we get right to it.
Okay. The pond keeps calling me for some reason. The pond. There's some spirits at the pond right now.
How many?
4. 2 women that were slaves and 2 men that were slaves as well. It's a female, around 22 years old. She worked here. And this used to be her favorite place to come sit after she worked. There's somebody over there in that little section between those 3 trees.
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Where at?
By those 3 trees right here. It's a little boy. He was 6.
Anything else? No? You want to walk around that way? We can go walk around the pond some more?
Yeah. Like anything related to voodoo right in this corner? Like back through here? Or like somewhere between here and back there?
I'm not sure.
Like any ceremonial type? Like prayers, anything related to that? Like right from here to back there?
This is like where all the outhouses were. So there's actually a pile right behind that road over there that we found a whole bunch of like medicine bottles.
Artifacts?
Yes, artifacts. And
I figured.
Yes, you figured you could feel it?
I figured. Give me 1 second.
It's okay. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I know like 80%.
The reason you are so angry on this property is because they messed with something that you put away for nobody to find.
One of the main reasons why there's so much activity going on this property is because a lot of those artifacts they found were not supposed to be found. Those were supposed to be put away by the healers that were on this property. And the fact that they were hassled with is the reason why so much is going on in this property. Because they felt like once you touched it, okay, I gotta step that line and get there with you. That's what it is. Yeah.
Do you think if we put some of those back that it would be any better?
Yes.
It would?
Yes.
If I brought you, like later, whenever we do the tour, if I brought you to the bookcase, could you like spot out which ones?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
If not, it's totally fine. I'm just wondering, okay.
That's what I do. You're fine.
This area, just around the cottage area, is where the vials were dug up from. So that could be why Mama B is seeing all these weird things, all these images in her head.
It wasn't meant to be unearthed, and that could possibly be why there's so much activity.
But yeah.
That's crazy. How many, are any of them like following us right now? Or any of them attached to any of us?
There's one behind me right now as I'm speaking to y'all.
Okay. Do you know who it is?
I'm sensing a woman kind of older, kind of like long braids in a way, headscarf, not like mine, but wrapped around. She has like a beige looking bag with herbs in it, and it's on this side. She has a belt around, but it's on this side.
Cleo? Yeah. Do you think she likes you? Like she feels like there's something in common? There's not many people, voodoo priestesses, that come on the property.
For some reason, she's very drawn to me. She followed us all the way from the front. She was watching us the entire time. All the way from the front of the house to where we are now. Yeah, she's...
So she likes all of us, right? Okay.
Because trust me, she said if that was the case, she would have let herself be known to you.
So she doesn't like him.
Why? What'd I do?
Is there a specific reason?
Let me try to ask.
Did I offend you?
She called you the meddler.
Are you the one that called me a thick bitch?
Cleo, are you the one that called him a thick bitch? Yes or no? I love her personality. She said sure did.
So it was Cleo that was calling Kipfer out during the Estes method investigation in the upper foyer.
I love you. So it was Cleo who was calling my husband a thick bitch. Okay. I'll remember that.
I guess Cleo was standing up for when I touched the dolls. I guess she was so aggravated. It is kind of funny, but Cleo, let me tell you this. I may be a thick bitch, but I've lost a lot of weight, so what you gonna call me now?
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry if I've offended you. I'm just here to help you get your story out, honey. That's all I'm here for. If I offended you the first time I was here, I was just trying to get the spirits active. If I've offended any other spirit or you, Cleo, or anybody here, I sincerely apologize, and I will not do that again. I will respect y'all from now on. Whatever y'all want me to do, I won't do. Sorry.
When I first met Mama B, I did want to convey to her that we were there, with the utmost respect. We weren't there to incite or to enrage or to try to invoke any kind of spirits. We were just there to record.
She said, as long as you let that be known, then you're fine. Yeah. They said, when I say they, Cleo, Chloe,
and Mr. Winters also said what's meant to be revealed will be shown later. So I'm not sure.
Me and Daphne were doing a small investigation on my birthday. Remember y'all came for that tour on my birthday? And me and my friend Daphne, she was in the earlier part of the show. And we did the Estes method as well. And it actually talked about stairs, and then it talked about an older woman not necessarily falling, but tripping. And about like a week later, one of our oldest tour guides, Miss Connie, she's 75, she fell down the stairs. So they do guess. It was like nothing pushed her down the stairs, she tripped herself.
So during a recent Estes method investigation, the words stairs, older woman, and tripping were revealed. And 1 week later, an elder tour guide tripped and fell down the stairs. Was this a revelation by a concerned spirit, or simply just a coincidence? This is the exact area that a visitor had a paranormal experience. That means it's time for Paranormal Plantations' Paranormal Witness Files.
My name is Mary. I had a really scary experience, my husband and I, on a weekend adventure on my anniversary at the Myrtles. It began to get dark. We stayed on the cottages that were on the outside of the Myrtles. My husband was out having a beer on the patio, and I had brought a little a headlight to put on my head. I'm very adventurous, so I wanted to walk around on the grounds at night, and which wasn't wise. And I started walking away off the patio, and I just was walking, looking around with the light. I didn't really see anything, and so it was starting to get kind of dark, and I was getting a little nervous. So I turned around, and I realized how far I had walked out, maybe like 150 feet, 200 feet. I heard something rustling behind me, like maybe feet on leaves, like it was heavy, like something was behind me, but I didn't want to turn around and look because I was scared. So I hurried up and took a selfie, and I just held it up and took it, and then I just took off running back to my husband.
The eyes are tripping me out because they're glowing like an animal's would, eye shine.
I said, we need to go inside. I heard something behind me. And at that point, I didn't look at my picture yet. Like, I didn't look at anything because I had taken a bunch of pictures of the grounds, and I was just going to look at them later. So we go inside for the night, and about 4 o'clock in the morning, I got up because I was freezing. And our room thermostat was set on 71 degrees. I looked at the thermostat, and it read that it was 62 degrees in our room. And when I stepped on the floor, my feet, I was like, and when I breathed, the smoke was coming out of my mouth. That's how cold it was in there. So I woke up my husband, and I said, as soon as it gets daylight, we are leaving. So we didn't even stay like a second night. And then I said, let me just check out some of these pictures. Something was behind me. You can see the 2 eyes, you can see the face.
It made me feel scared a little bit. The energy from the picture was very dark, angry, more of like a I'm gonna get you type feel. Not good. Not good. Very angry. It's a very angry spirit.
Well, and I was like, okay, yes, we made a good decision by leaving. We did not stay a second night. Too scared.
There's a Confederate soldier that walks the grounds at the Myrtles, and by the looks at this picture that I see, that does look like an old photo, because you can tell that it looks like it's wearing a hat, and it has an old type of mustache. The 1800s used to wear that thick mustache.
That was creepy. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. That's one of the most incredible pictures I've ever seen taken at the Myrtles. Besides, the Chloe picture or the little girl in the window, like that's really up there. Creepy.
The team decides to check out the gazebo area before heading into the main house.
What keeps you captive here? Come in peace. Why are you held here?
Picking up anything here?
Yeah, there was a, I don't know if it's a preteen or an actual teenager, that they used to like to sit right over there where that chair is and watch the water at night after a long days of work. And then they would make their way here, go that way, and they live back there in the house.
A preteen, was that?
Mm-hmm. Anywhere between 13 and 15. I feel like it was a slave that stayed here.
Slave picking up a male or a female?
Male. Male. And he was also hung. He was also
sad.
The fact that Heather channels out some other people, the property could be the owners, could be some of the people who just regularly died here, like Willie Winter, Sarah Sterling, Kate Winter, and Mama B has her own perspective. She has talked to the servants, the slaves, the people who have been treated negatively.
It's like the more I talked about him, the more my hands got clammy again. They always do that when the spirit's nearby. Always. Never fails. Yeah. And he's gone now. That you cross over and that your story be with it. You have no more hurt, no more pain. Allow me, your vessel, to speak to have your story told. We come in peace, we all come in peace. We mean no harm. The spirits that are known to be back in this specific area, from here to where we walk from the front, they said the same thing, that basically they're going to reveal themselves tonight and let themselves be known that they are here.
The spirits were going to reveal themselves. Talk about send chills down your spine.
Do you know who they're going to reveal themselves to?
All of us, especially Cleo. Especially Cleo. She has a lot to get off her chest. He doesn't like me being here.
Is that Sterling?
No, that's Mr. Judge Clark Woodruff. That's
What?
the second owner.
Clark Woodruff.
Yes. Remember Miss Chloe?
He's very prejudiced.
That is who they're related to, Chloe. So, long story short, this is our first owner, Mr. Bradford over here. He owned the house until 1807, and he actually built it from this wall that way, everything inside here, but he died in 1807, leaving the house to his wife, Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah, somehow Kipfer's camera got switched to photo mode. Very intriguing. You have to do that manually. How did that even happen?
And she married her oldest daughter off at 16 to this man, Mr. Judge Clark Woodruff. And he actually extended the property from 650 acres to 2,000, going to the bank of the Mississippi River. And that's where Chloe comes in which she was possibly a mistress to Mr. Judge Clark Woodruff. And she didn't really like Sarah Matilda, but technically she started to do a lot of eavesdropping, listening into a lot of dinner conversations or bedroom conversations, trying to get one step ahead of Sarah herself. But she was never good at it, and she was caught one time in the gentleman's parlor whenever Mr. Woodruff was holding a business meeting. And whenever they found her, they chopped her left ear completely off of her face with a pocket knife. It's very common for them to chop off whatever you sinned with. So if you were to steal, it'd be your fingers or your hand. If you were to run away, it'd be your toes or your foot. If you were to eavesdrop, it'd be your ear. So Chloe took to wearing a turban around her head just to hide that fact that she was missing an entire ear, and she was actually banished to the kitchen away from the home, which was the worst job to have back then because, of course, the Louisiana humidity, very hot in there, no AC, and it would burn down every 4 to 6 months because, you know, it was made of cypress, so it was outside in the wilderness and all that jazz, you know how it is. But of course, Chloe went back inside the cushy house with those kids she's going to love. Mary Octavia, she didn't die inside this home, she was separate, but James and Cornelia Woodruff. I was talking about James earlier, but James and Cornelia, they were very close, and they celebrated their birthday together, actually. And right here, do you know what this is called? What this ingredient is called?
Oleander.
Yes, that is called oleander. And it is very, very poisonous. About 2 leaves of this can kill a full-grown horse within an hour and a half. And Chloe was 16 at the time, very innocent, very naive. She did not understand the power that this plant had. But she wanted to make those 2 kids sick because she wanted to somehow be in Judge Clark Woodruff's good graces again after what she's done. So she put that inside of their birthday cake. Since she was in the kitchen, she offered to bake them a birthday cake for James and Cornelia's birthday. She baked the cake, put the oleander inside of it, 15 to 20 of those leaves. And she killed Sarah Matilda, the mother, James and Cornelia Woodruff. But Mary Octavia, she was too young to be cake. So whenever Judge Clark Woodruff, he was actually on a business trip. Whenever he came back from his trip and he was devastated to find out what's happened, he grabbed up his youngest child, Miss Octavia, and they moved to New Orleans. And he planted a whole bunch of myrtle trees before he left in loving memory of the wife and 2 kids who actually loved the myrtle tree. And the next owner, the Sterling family, they named it the Myrtles after the trees that he had planted. So that's who these 2 people are. So just a little background. This is Sterling. She was very superstitious. She did not want any ghosts, no paranormal, nothing inside her precious, precious home. So of course she put these window panes in, and they were very wealthy. They added from this wall that way, wallpaper, chandeliers, beautiful molding and everything everywhere. So of course she had the money to do all this, but with that comes all of our superstitions. So for example, right here, they have the French etched Gothic cross on the window panes to ward away the spirits from the entrance of their home. But these are all painted yellow to ward off the yellow fever that was running rampant at the time. And she went so far as to put all the keyholes on the outside upside down, because they also thought back then that spirits could travel through the keyholes to get inside their homes. So they were upside down to keep the spirits out. So just a little background. The empty window panes are from Hurricane Katrina, so just letting you know. But yes, that's Miss Sarah Sterling. That could be who you were feeling earlier. So yes, that is her. Did you have anything about that? Did you feel anything so far?
Miss Sarah is very protective, and she's in here with us right now.
She's very, very protective.
And she's definitely in here as we speak.
I like Miss Sarah Sterling. She's one of my favorites. But I'll talk about Mr. Willie Winter later. But that comes with Miss Kate Winter too. So if you do feel Kate Winter, just let me know. She's one of our other popular spirits I like to tend to, Miss Sarah Sterling. So I'll explain all that later. But this is our other room. It's called the French room. If you want to step in, more than welcome to. So this was Mrs. Sterling's room. This is Miss Sarah Sterling's mother. This would kind of be her office area. And they were both superstitious themselves, so they would kind of share this area. This is where she would take her day naps. Of course, it's painted with 24 karat gold leaf all around, because again, very wealthy. And with all that, they added a lot of religious icons around the whole room. For example, there's 2 chairs up there overlooking the whole room. And the medallion, there's 4 French nuns took in the 4 cardinal directions because it was a superstition that spirits could travel through the body of the wind. The chandelier right here has 3 chairs overlooking the corners of the room because they thought back then the spirits would go up in the corners during the day and come down at night to torment the people who were staying inside this room. Now, this room is very popular for something. Like I said, Chloe, she wanted to be the lady of the house. She wanted her importance to be known. So she likes to tend to this room, and over there is called Chloe's Corner. So if you look under, I don't know what that sound was. But
Directly after mentioning Chloe's Corner and how she liked to tend to this room, we hear a noise.
she likes to tend to this room, and over there is called Chloe's Corner. So if you look under, I don't know what that sound was.
Could this be Chloe showing her attendance?
But if you look under, these chairs on the right side, there's no indentions, no scratch marks, nothing under them. But under that one, in that specific corner with the cherub, I know it's very hard to see because there's no light under it, but you're more than welcome to put your light under that chair. There's a whole bunch of scratch marks, a whole bunch of indentions, as if the chair's been moving around a whole bunch.
Under there. I see.
Right here. We've had paranormal investigators come in and say there's someone sitting in the chair. When people stand in front of the chair, sometimes they get nipped or tugged or pushed away. Like, this is my space, get out of my space. We're not sure why or who it is. We think it's Chloe, but it could be anyone. We have 13.
Are you feeling anything in this room?
It's Chloe.
It's Chloe.
It's definitely Chloe.
Definitely Chloe.
That's who I saw outside. The little girl that I was telling y'all about. That's who I saw. The one that was playing peekaboo?
Peekaboo,
really?
On the porch.
Yeah, that's her.
You said they're playing peekaboo?
Hey, right through this section, Brandon.
I feel like it's a boy or a girl.
Little girl, possibly ages between 3 and 5. 3 and 5.
Kate was 3 when she passed away. Is that Kate?
Not in my knowing, but the portrait of Kate Winter is at the end of the tour, but it does look just like her. It could be a painting of her, but...
A little bit younger than when she passed, it looks like.
Yeah, could be, but they never told me anything about the portrait. They don't tell us a lot of things.
That portrait might be out?
I strongly feel it's Kate.
Everywhere we go in the house, we see Kate in one way or another. Like, I think she does follow anybody that's there that will pay attention to her, because she is a very gentle, kind, and funny spirit.
That's Kate as a baby.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Because I keep sensing she was between the ages 3 and 5.
Yes.
So.
Yep.
Do you feel anything with this doll over here?
This was one of her favorite dolls to play with. She would carry it on her arm all the time.
Who, Chloe? Or Kate Winter?
Kate.
She likes a doll? So her name is Charlotte, the doll. It is a known thing or like a theory that Chloe tends to the doll, but again, spirits like taking that human-like form, so of course that's why so many dolls are haunted, you would know. But in the 70s, Mr. Dietz actually brought in 25 to 30 of these porcelain dolls. So this place started as a tourist commission type thing, and they wanted these spirits to attach themselves to the dolls instead of the people. I know that sounds a little weird, but it is true. So that's why we have Charlotte here, to keep all the things in the room contained, I guess. So Chloe, Kate Winter, all that. She's very pretty.
She is pretty.
One of the other tour guides was giving a tour about a month ago, and this little girl came to the room. She was about 6 years old, and she walked into the room, and the tour guide usually stands where he's standing. And after they were done, the tour guide says, "Do you have any questions?" And the little girl goes, "Raise your hand." She says, "Yeah, I have a question. Who's that little girl over there right behind you?" I'm not trying to scare you, but not right now. Just like during the tour, there's a 6-year-old girl standing right over there.
Wow.
She goes, "Who's that little girl? She has no mom." And I'm like, during the story, I was like, what happened, And she goes, little girl was asking for the mom in the corner, asking what the girl was doing without a mom. And then the 6-year-old girl, whenever they were leaving out the room, just passes out. Like she fell on the floor, not even like on her face, on her back, really. She fell flopped on her back. So I'm very bad at telling like ghost stories that I've only heard once. But straight on her back, we had to get the paramedic people here, ambulance, a lot of people here, because she just fell flat on her back. Wow. So that's actually a real new one. I heard that one a couple days ago. So one of the weirdest stories I've heard. I was in here one time whenever I first started. I worked here for about a year. About 3 weeks in, I come in here to close the house, meaning I turn off all the lights and run out, of course, because I'm scared of the dark. And sorry. And that chandelier is actually spinning by itself.
Wow.
And I thought, it's a tourist attraction. They probably have buttons or something for the thing to move around. So I go inside the gift shop. I'm like, "Hey, how do you turn off the chandelier? Can you make it stop spinning?" And they go, "Raine, what are you talking about? I think I'm gonna get in trouble." So we come in here and it's still lightly rotating. And I'm like, "Yeah, see, look, it's spinning." And they go, "Well, it does that sometimes because Chloe doesn't like someone looking directly in her corner. It moves the chair up, and there's only 3 chairs when there's 4 corners. So they wanted to move it out the way, if that makes any sense."
Wow, that's fascinating.
So, a little fun fact for you.
Is this the room where the furniture moves? I know you talked about that slide.
That furniture moves, yes.
Did you hear the story about the movie that was shot here? How they rearranged the room to film a scene in there, and then they left, and then when they came back to film, all of the furniture was put back in its original place.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's really, really fascinating. Are you picking up anything in this room other than Chloe?
No.
No, just Chloe at the moment? Is she following us around right now? She's been with you ever since you got here, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think she likes me?
It always is. Yeah.
Do you think she likes me?
That's the second time I've been here that it's felt heavy.
Yeah. If not, it's okay. You can't tell. She doesn't like me.
I'm not sure. I'll have to ask.
It's okay. If not, I'm just wondering.
Wait, Chloe don't like her?
Chloe does not like her.
What? Oh God.
Could it possibly be because of the story that's being told about her? Like, the documentation is that they didn't the children that Chloe supposedly killed was not actually killed by the poisoned birthday cake. They were killed with yellow fever. So is she angry about that story that's being told about her because it's not true?
Yes.
Yes. So it's not true?
No.
That is fascinating.
It's not true? No. What actually happened to you? No.
Let me see.
If not, it's okay.
She says that the kid's death was an accident. She didn't mean for it to happen. She keeps apologizing. All she wanted was the man she was seeing. She felt denied by him because of the slave that she was, and that he couldn't be seen in public with her. She keeps saying she's sorry.
So she still believes that she killed the kids even though she didn't?
Right. It's on her mind as guilt, even though it wasn't on purpose.
No, I have a question.
All right.
Does she still attach herself to people, Chloe, to let other people know her story?
Yes.
That's all I need to know.
Do you think she doesn't like me because of something I've done or just because I work here? It's okay if you don't know. Just curious.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I'm trying to tap into her real quick.
It is obvious that Raine has been affected by the knowledge of Chloe not liking her.
She keeps saying the spiritual relationship you have with Sara.
With Sara? Sara?
It's the wife, Sara. Sara attaches herself to you. And she feels like since she didn't like Sara, she doesn't like you either.
How did you know?
The fact that Sarah Sterling is or could be attached to me, it is very overwhelming. It gives me chills.
Oh my God! That's incredible.
That is on point. That was on point.
Because Chloe's in here with us right now.
Okay, so it's not anything personal just because I'm late with her. Okay, I'm just making
She feels like since Sara was an enemy, that makes you an enemy too.
So any enemy of Sara is the enemy of Chloe?
Seems like it.
Chloe?
A friend of Sara is an enemy of Chloe.
And they can have their own opinions. I'm not going to be all mad and stuff about it. They can have whatever they need to do. I'm just making sure I'm not going to, get physically or mentally hurt.
No.
Yeah, I've been working here for a while. Nothing horrible is happening. But I was doing the Estes method upstairs with y'all, and I fell. Did y'all look at that footage? I fell out of my chair. Y'all remember?
Yeah, it's really good footage.
Really?
Yeah. She was touched when we were doing the Estes method, so she was blindfolded and had headphones on, and she was in a chair sitting down. And we were in a separate room asking questions, and she was getting answers from the spirit box. And then she just jumps out of her chair and pulls off her blindfold and hits her head on the microphone.
I wanted to wait to tell you this, but remember that day I was something grabbed my leg.
Yes.
Well, 2 days later, people have lucid dreams when they come here all the time. Mm-hmm. And I had a lucid dream that I was sitting in the same chair doing the Estes method. It was dark, but there was someone on all fours, I could not see what they looked like. It was just you could tell they had a bit longer hair, black hair. She was on all fours, crawling to my leg, and she grabbed my leg and pulled me out the chair, in my dream. I wanted to tell y'all that earlier, but I wanted to wait. She pulled me from out of the chair, and I woke up.
There's somebody right here.
Okay.
Are you serious?
That's why I went like this.
I just saw it.
He just saw an orb.
Go this.
He was just whispering to me. I just saw an orb that flew across the screen. I have it on his camera. We have it on. Hopefully, it's on the footage.
It was like a dress type feel. It brushed right across my leg.
I saw you look down.
A few seconds after I saw the orb.
Not even a second later. Yeah.
Wow, that is absolutely crazy. I saw an orb come from behind her and just go right in front of her, and not even 2 seconds later, she started looking around, and all of a sudden she's I just felt her go past me. And I started, I looked at my wife and Ronald, and I went, and that's when she said what she said. It was the freakiest thing, and I'm oh my gosh, I can't believe I caught that on camera. But it wasn't recorded, and I'm man. I swear I saw a little white blur go like this in the corner of my eye. I'm what the?
It's Chloe.
It is.
Yeah, she's making herself known to me in here. She feels comfortable that I'm in here.
Mama B started sensing Chloe very strongly, and Kipfer thought he saw an orb, but when we checked the footage later, we didn't see anything.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
She went from that way, from out that door, here to out there.
So I saw Chloe. Hello, Chloe.
One thing that really fascinates me about, especially about what you just said and what you felt, was that, you know, she was sorry because she felt like she killed the kids. She's very remorseful. She didn't mean to kill them. What's fascinating is the second time he ever came here, he was affected by something over where, we'll show you later, over there where the picture of Chloe is. That will supposedly Chloe. And in that little alleyway, he was affected. Well, when we walked off and walked past the that well that we were showing you, he doubled over, started crying, and said she didn't mean to kill those kids. She loved those kids. So the fact that you said that just now, and then that happened to him like in 2019, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That validates exactly what we said.
May I ask Chloe a question? Was she the one that affected me that day?
The one affected that day, Chloe. Yes.
I was giving another tour and someone had an obulus, like they typed out the responses, like on the little spirit box. And whenever I was giving the Chloe story, it was a bit more lengthy than what I did before. I was just trying to sum it up. And the guy, his face just goes pale whenever he's holding the spirit box. So we go inside this room and I go up and ask him if he's okay, if he needs water, if he needs to sit down. He said, no, I'm okay, but look what the box said. It said innocent, innocent, innocent all the way down. Like nothing else could get a word in, it just said innocent. So I do feel like she is innocent, and that the story that we're telling, it just makes people feel aggressive around here. Like we have so many paranormal people and like YouTubers who come in here like, you know, Chloe, why'd you kill those kids and all this stuff, like making her feel bad. So
it was an accident.
Something tells me that angers Chloe.
And the thing is, like, she didn't actually kill them, but she feels like she did.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, before she had the chance to see that they weren't dead and they could recover, they had already killed her and thrown her in the river. So her dying thought is like fear, and she killed them. That's terrifying. That's terrifying.
But that man does not like me being here, me or my family being here.
Why doesn't he like you?
Feels like we're outcasts, just like Chloe was.
He says you're an outcast?
That's what he called Chloe, an outcast. Wasn't accepted.
And I'm pretty sure it was him that he was having the relationship with Chloe, right?
It is rumored, like it's not totally, oh yeah, Chloe was a mistress. It was just like, this is all just a legend. This was passed down. So It does get mixed up, and that's why Chloe could get mad sometimes because, you know, the story's mixed up.
Yeah.
But this is what I have to tell, and that's just my job.
Well, it's not that hard on her because on her end, she didn't kill those children, and maybe she wasn't a mistress, and they're making her out to be this terrible person when she wasn't. She was trying to help them.
Yeah.
Wow.
He forced himself on Chloe. And once she had enough of his torture, she wanted to go after his children and his wife. And that's how the poison came about. Chloe was underage when he was messing around with her.
14, 15.
She feels manipulated. She feels angry. Chloe's spirit cannot leave this house because she felt
So you need to take a minute, just let us know.
Chloe can't be at peace
Because when she was alive, she still wasn't at peace. And even in the afterlife, she still can't have peace. Chloe felt alone. She had no mother here. She had no father here. She was mistreated, abused, taken advantage of. For him.
Mama B has such a strong connection with the spirits in this house. They are affecting her emotionally.
It is getting really intense seeing Mama B so sad and taking all that energy that Chloe or some other nanny or spirit could have had. That this spirit is putting their energy into Mama B to just unleash it out for all of us to see and experience.
I could feel heat and just radiating off that picture, and she started crying. She got very emotional, and I could just feel her pain.
We need to take her out.
He did Chloe so wrong. She didn't deserve that.
Do you think that she's channeling through you to say these things?
Yes.
Like she feels like emotional and she's saying through.
That's why she was with me in there, letting me know that she's okay with me being here, but he's not. And that's why he attacked my mom, and he's trying to attack me because he knows I'm the voice for Chloe.
So it seems that Mama B's relatives in the other room were going through their own paranormal experience while we were filming in the French room. And apparently it was so bad that Mama B's mother, she had to leave the house, and she hasn't come back in.
Like he's trying to shut you up? Is your mom okay?
I don't know. I don't know.
You feeling anything with this mirror over here?
A lot of spirits are trapped in this mirror. They're trying to get out, but they can't.
How many spirits are you thinking?
Over 100.
Ooh. That's a lot of spirits.
How many?
100 spirits.
So this has been here since Bradford owned it in 1796. Like this is the oldest piece of furniture in the entire house. Been resilvered, been Windexed, but none of these markings can come off. But people see different images inside the markings. Like this kind of looks like, I know it's hard to see with the light, but it looks like the side profile of a woman looking this way, as if this is her neck, chin, nose, and a head.
Yes.
Top of her head. And there's claw marks on this side as if she's trying to claw her way out of the mirror.
This mirror always gives me the creeps. I don't like the fact that I can see footprints on it in odd places, like somewhere that someone's foot wouldn't naturally be able to reach, and handprints and blood and faces. There are definitely mysteries trapped in that mirror.
That could be one person or another person looking forward. It's hard to see. I cannot see with that light. So this is an eyeball right here, an eye right here, nose, mouth-like, and cheek on this side. And this is something covering the left side of their face, looking forward. But if you remember the Chloe incident, whenever she was eavesdropping, they covered the left side of her face, or left side of her ear with that turban to hide that fact that she was an eavesdropper. So we do think it could be her, but like I said, many spirits around the property. Only 13 who pass inside this house, but again, there is a portal in here, so there's many spirits that come in and out, possibly 100.
I do believe it's haunted because there's been documentation that they've cleaned that mirror over and over and over. They've had it professionally cleaned and fixed, and every time they do, it ends up the same. And you can't say that about a lot of mirrors. Like, how often can you go into someone's house and like, yeah, this blemish has been on here every time we get it fixed. So that has to be something paranormal. It just has to be. You can't explain that one.
This photograph, taken by Todd, happens to contain 2 anomalies.
That is the most scariest one. Like, that one doesn't even look like it might not be human. It looks weird. I'm a dental assistant. I haven't seen teeth like that. They look pointy. So scary.
What the fuck? Like, what the heck did I just see? Like, I don't normally curse, but what the frick is that? Like, that looks demonic. Again, at the Myrtles, you don't know what you're gonna capture. Only at the Myrtles.
Whenever you look from far away, it doesn't seem special, but when you look really close, it is insane how you can see the eyes, the nose, and the mouth with the teeth coming through. You can actually see those details.
It almost appears as if it's some sort of like skinwalker. It reminds me of like zombies from like Call of Duty, or just like, I don't know if you ever seen like a picture of the rake on the internet.
Like, all the spirit energy is like, it's literally energy. Like, you know, like your house be wired. Like, the house is wired with it. Like, it just fucking goes all through the house. That's crazy, crazy.
Like a lady, smiling lady, just looking out at everyone. Ooh, that's scary looking. Ooh, what if she's in the mirror or behind you looking? You know, you never know where she could possibly be. That's just scary.
So yeah, this picture here is pretty amazing. The woman's face is very clear, and the more you look at it, the more detail you can see and see that it actually is a depiction of a woman's face. But to me, what's really chilling is the more what we call the demon face at the bottom with the pointed teeth. I don't know what that is.
Are these the faces of spirits that were captured in this photo? Or could it be pareidolia, which is the perception of a recognizable pattern or image where none exists? It's also known as matrixing, like this photo of mold spreading and forming into what resembles a human shape. Are the seemingly permanent smudges in this mirror creating recognizable patterns or shapes that our minds are perceiving as a face? But that still doesn't explain what was captured in the bottom left-hand corner of this photo. On the next episode, we continue our investigation with Mama B into the women's and men's parlors. The team dives deeper into the mystery of the vials in the bookcase. Then later, we are blindsided with an unexpected turn of events while investigating the game room.
Meditative breath.
Go back in that house.
Will the team capture any evidence of a paranormal presence at the Myrtles Plantation? Find out on the next episode of Paranormal Plantations.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Back for scene 8 meters.